Hi Sofam. Namaste, shalom, assalamualaikum. I just want to say, obviously, I hope everyone is okay and doing well. But also, congratulations to Italy. Yo. Congratulations to Italy. But not more importantly, but equally as important, and what I'm about to say, I feel is important, is that I've just been watching the news headlines for England, yeah, and there's all these headlines like, oh, heartbroken, oh, devastated, Right, listen. The England team, regardless of anything else, regardless of the result, I didn't see that, no, but listen to the team. This is to the team themselves. Yeah, you will always be winners and you will always be warriors. And I'll tell you why. Because you have united a nation during a time of crisis more than any government has, any royal has. That is the power of sport. That is the power of the team to inspire a nation. I know I wasn't there, but I'm just talking about the team players, right? For them, they will always be all of that team, all of the team, all of the people that are involved in that team. Forget all the other people that were watching for a second. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the team. Yeah, they have brought joy to people's lives during a dark time. They have brought happiness to people's lives during a dark time, and this applies to all the other teams that have played. They have united nations, their own nations. They have united people and just brought back something to look forward to, and for that, they will always be winners. The power of them, the power of sport in general to unite people during whatever time it is, but particularly at the moment. And anyone that has anything negative to say, anything that has anything negative to say, just ignore them. They can't play like you. They ain't experts like you. They are professional footballers like you. So I'm saying, everyone's got something to say about everything, but they are not you. You're the best of the best, playing at the best level. And I would challenge any single person that has something negative to say to get up during a pandemic and go do it then. Go on. Do better then. They couldn't because they're not as good as you, because you're the best. So listen, you will always be winners. And not only that, you scored England team, Gareth Southgate, hats off to you, because you scored the fastest goal ever in a Euro final. And not only that, competition is healthy. Competition makes us grow. Why do we play sport in the fucking first place? We play it because we love it, whatever sport it is. We play it for the love of the game. And whether we win or we lose, you still play it. And if you lose or you draw, it just inspires you to work harder next time. And not only have you inspired a nation during such a dark time, you're going to have inspired a whole heap of. Of course, I'm going to talk about tennis. You're going to inspire a whole heap, another generation of footballers, of kids that want to dream, that want to be like you that inspires people. I know, but that's the people. It's not the footballers, is it? Sorry, I'm just commenting on the comments. But you know what I mean? So to the England football team, thank you. Thank you for giving us something to look forward to, something to be excited about, something to be joyous about, something to unite us, something to celebrate. And win or lose, it's part of the game. It's part of the game of life, part of the game of sport, part of it all. And it has been a joy to be part of it, to be witness of it. You know, this is only the beginning. This is just another part of this journey. And as I say, you have united a nation more than a royal family could and more than a government could. And you should be celebrate that every second of every day. You are the fucking professionals. You're the experts. You're the best at what you do, no matter what anyone says. It doesn't matter what anyone says. It does not matter what the papers say. No. Ignore all of that. You're fucking legends. You're warriors. You've done it during a time of pandemic. No one can say nothing to you. And I thank you for giving us something that helped us forget all of this nonsense and chaos. And that is the power of you. That is the power of sport. That is the power of people. The power of love, the power of passion. No one can tell you nothing. So, and of course, football wasn't the only thing to happen today. I'm gonna warn you. I've been emotional today because I'm gonna say it. It's that time of the month when I'm a girl and I get emotional. And the Richard Branson went to space, and I shared earlier his message from space, right? Teared me up. And it was along the lines of, he was a child with a dream once. And if he can do, I know too much info. Shush, come on. It's not like no one knows about it. Shut up. Right. He says he was a child with a dream once. And if he can do this, what can the next generation do? And I think that is just a beautiful sentiment, because every person, no matter what their age, should have a dream. Should have a dream that they want to achieve, whether it doesn't matter how big or small it is, but we should be inspiring the next generation to have bigger dreams. The bigger the dream, the better. Because technology is just going that way. Things are getting easier. We should be helping each other, inspiring each other, sharing all the knowledge and tools to do it, to achieve it. And they're all there. They're all there available for all of us, if we choose. It really is as simple as that. It's a choice. Right. So, in addition to that, what I saw earlier on, and this is I'm going to share all the links like I always do. But I did a post way back when about green technology. And I talked about a company called Desert Tech, because I did say, I was like, why don't we have solar farms in deserts? It's just a question that popped up in my mind. And obviously I searched it, and then I found a company called Desert Tech that have been doing that. And then I saw a video today, and here's a little gem for you. The Sahara, right, is so big. The Sahara Desert is so big that if you I watched this video, and I'm going to put it in the link. If you turn the Sahara Desert into a solar farm, well, actually, no, let me rephrase that. On this video, it shows you if you turned a section of the Sahara Desert, the size of New Mexico, the state of New Mexico, into a solar farm, it would power the world, the entire world. And when you look at so if that's the Sahara, a New Mexico spot in that size is that, right? So if you created a solar farm of that in that, which gets the most Sahara gets the most sunlight hours anywhere in the world, because it's on the line of Capricorn. It gets the most sun in the world, right? Desert Tech, the little geniuses that they are, they've redone their plans since the last time I did my video, and now they are going to do solar farms all around the outside, all around the outskirts of the Sahara, because obviously you couldn't do it right in the center because it'd be too hard to get to transport all of the actual materials. And also because the Sahara is like that, and New Mexico would be the equivalent of that within that, there's only 4 roads that travel from north to south fully in that whole space. So, but if you do it around the outside, you're still going to get that same amount of hours, but you've obviously got better links. So that's what they've designed. Yes, the world is spinning slightly slower, but it changes. It gets faster and slower repeatedly throughout time. Sorry, somebody just said, is the world spinning slower? Not as in on a downward incline, it goes up, fast, slow, fast, slow, fast, slow. Anyway, anyway, so I've got so I'm going to put the links into that because it's amazing, and that could essentially power the entire world forever. That's pretty fucking cool. And not only that, then you've got the solar pods that could also be done around the outside, well, at least on the coasts, that turn salt water into natural water. The solar balls that I've talked about before, so I'm going to put those in again, because they could be done in conjunction with Desert Tech. And then that would not only provide electricity, but also fresh drinking water for the entire of Africa. Now, there is I need to go over something, because obviously I said yesterday, and I don't want to keep going over it because it's not a victim thing. I saw a thing earlier on today. Like my past is my past, and the only reason I talk about it is to explain why I am the way that I am. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful for every experience that I've had, good, bad, and ugly. And not only that, there is no judgment from me whatsoever. I want to make that absolutely clear when it comes to things that people do. And the reason when I'm talking like about the experiences I've had with my ex and narcissism, whatever, it is solely the hypocrisy that I have a fucking problem with. And this hypocrisy, not just in this situation with me, but that then relates out into the wider world. And I'll explain what I mean. Because I've obviously, because of who he was, because of what he did, I've got a unique position of seeing something from both sides. And because he was a drug dealer, I obviously, and as I've said on my videos, I have taken drugs previously. I went out with a drug dealer. And there is no judgment there for me whatsoever, because so many more people take drugs than A, people think, and B, people admit to. But the problem, what I understand from the position I'm in is that the clientele are lawyers, doctors, carers, professionals of any kind, IT people, other legal staff, government staff, whether local or central, even lords and ladies, and those are the ones that I know about. Yeah. And those are the ones that I know about that I've met that were clients, right? Celebrities, whatever, right? And it's not that anyone does it. Everyone has the right to do whatever they fucking want, as far as I'm concerned. I don't care. It's not my business. And also on a sexual bit, because he sold at sex parties and stuff like that, and I'm going to go into that in a second. People will do what they want. At the end of the day, the problem I've got with it is people that do those things, that are in positions of power, that then judge people for doing the exact same thing that they are doing. Weed is all you need. Exactly. Weed is like a proven to be medicinally beneficial on like a gazillion levels. And that is why it is legal in places all over the world, because of its medicinal properties. So the fact that it is illegal in other places doesn't make no sense when it is scientifically proven to have all of these medicinal purposes. I mean, obviously, there is that element of like too much. I don't know what that is. You're gonna have to explain that. Sorry. If you do too much of anything, it's going to be bad for you at the end of the day. That's just like basic knowledge, isn't it? Right? But oh shit. Right. Sorry, I didn't know that. Anyway, sorry, just a second. I'm losing my train of thought now. Right. So going back to this. There were neurologists and scientists all over the world that say it's proven weed has medicinal purpose. So there is no way that there should be anywhere in the world where it is illegal, as far as I'm concerned. But it should be regulated and monitored and sold in on that basis. Next, psychedelics also have been proven to have medicinal purposes. And on that basis, they should also, I will do, they should also be regulated and sold on that basis. There's a company called Silo Wellness that sells mushroom spray, and that's been proven to be beneficial for people that suffer from anxiety, stress, depression, etc. Yeah, CBD. So there's all of these things that people they've been basically programmed to think that drugs are bad, but yet take drugs that are prescribed from the doctor. And there is literally no difference. In fact, the drugs that you're prescribed from the doctor are worse because they're chemical, they're synthetic, they have so many other side effects than natural traditional medicine or plant medicine, which would be cannabis and mushrooms, for example. And there's loads of research on psychedelics and the benefits. If you think about ayahuasca, I've got a film I'll put on here about ayahuasca, and there's a load of doctors and like professionals that have gone out and done it on like a retreat. Because you can go to places all over the world and do this. And it's essentially what they say, it's a spiritual experience. Even if you're not spiritual, you will have a experience, whatever you want to call it. And so there are benefits to these things. Yeah, there are benefits to these things that people just don't understand, because not everyone is everyone is looking at the same information at the same time, or has access to the same information at the same time, and or even is aware of these things. And if you're not even aware of something, you would never search it, would you? You'd never ask those questions. If you were coming from a place that those things aren't even discussed or talked about, you would never know. And that's okay. Doesn't mean it doesn't exist or it isn't true. It just means you just don't know yet. And there's a neurologist in America that speaks on TED Talks about, because so many people are on drugs. This is the thing. If you're on prescription drugs and you take those on a regular basis, whether it is Prozac, Tramadol, whatever that is, opioids, you have no fucking right to look down your nose at somebody that does another drug, whether it be cannabis, cocaine, whatever, and be like, oh, that's so disgusting. And it's like, mate, you're just as much, there's no difference. You can't judge like that. You can't, because there is no difference. There is literally no difference. So people that are on prescription drugs are just as much of an addict as the people that they look down their nose at. Is a fact. And not only that, the people that do these drugs, the people that sell these drugs, yeah, to other people, Class A drugs are expensive. And the people that take these Class A drugs, therefore, are people that are middle class working professionals or higher. Let's not forget, as I said, bankers, doctors. I've met all these kinds of people. Police, local government, central government, lords and ladies, and rich kids, right? They take those kind of drugs because they can afford it. So many more people take drugs than people actually think. And as I say, there's that disconnect between prescription drugs and recreational drugs, it's like there is no fucking difference here, mate. If you've got a prescription, you've got no fucking right to be looking down at nobody else for what other drugs they take. It's just in your mind, you think yours are okay and theirs aren't. They're exactly the same. Exactly the fucking same. And there you go, drinking. Another one. It's no fucking different. And there's several points that it's the hypocrisy. It's people that are in. I've been and the sex parties, right? And this is also relevant. And I'll tell you why. Because there's a party called Killing Kittens, and it's a sex party, and it is basically a drug-filled orgy. And it is organised by a woman of high society. And this woman is friends with Kate Middleton from university. And during the pandemic, during the pandemic, Killing Kittens was bailed out by the UK government and Her Majesty's special fund to keep it going, because aristocracy and people of wealth go to these kind of parties. And how do I know that? Because I've performed at them doing fire. And this is where the hypocrisy continues. So whilst the rest of the country starve and lose their jobs and lose their businesses and lose their freedoms, a sex party that caters to rich people, a sex party that caters to aristocracy and government people and what is bailed out, whilst self-employed people and performers and creatives and artists and and actors and any all the things that make us us, that are the best things of society, they're left to go to the dustbin, and they are not given the support that they need. But a sex party is for elite people. That is the problem that I have with it. And it's not to do with people doing drugs or not or whatever, because people will do what they want to do, as they should. You can't tell someone to do you shouldn't be able to tell someone what to do or what not to do. Because everyone's different. Everyone's different. Everyone reacts different. It's the hypocrisy that is the absolute problem. And these people that run our country are just literally not doing anything that we want them to do. We put them in power to do what they said on their manifesto. None of those things on the manifesto they have achieved. None of them they are doing. Everything that they are doing is against what the entire population want or need. Literally, every single thing. They are embarrassing us. They are making us look like just the worst people ever by their actions in terms of what they are doing. They're an embarrassment. And this isn't the only country that it's happening. It's happening in lots of others. And it's like, why are we even trusting these people still? Why are we even allowing them to continue when they are literally not doing a single thing that they said they were going to do? And not only that, they're actively going against it. They're actively doing all the things we don't want. And they're not using any of the money that they get towards things that we support and want. It's just ridiculous. And there's an example. I'm just looking at my notes. It's a small pad, I don't like it. Oh, so in it was Swaziland. It's now called. They've changed the name. I was there way back. It's now called Eswatini. So this here, and this again is like narcissism and narcissists, because people in government are essentially narcissists all over the world. They are, because everything they're doing is for themselves. They're corrupt as fuck, and the end. That is that is the beginning and the end. So in Swaziland, that is now Eswatini. This is the last absolute monarchy in the world. And he has basically drained the country of all of its wealth, but isn't, he's not embarrassed about it. He just he's posting left, right, and centre on social media about all these things. He bought himself 12 Rolls Royces, goes on private jets everywhere, whilst his entire country starves. And obviously they've woken up to that. They went, hold on a minute, that ain't right. So here's the thing. I'm going to remind you, first and foremost, that if you're I've been to Swaziland. In fact, I've been to this king's party when I was there. And I've mentioned it before because I lived in Africa for a year. And I travelled all over, and I went to Swaziland, and I went to his party. I went to the king's party at his kraal. And it was full of Zulus. And they're all in traditional dress, and all the women were in traditional dress. And I was like one of the only white people there, and they gave me reeds, and they were like showing me how to do the dance and the singing and within his kraal, which is like his estate. And anyone that was part of the family had like red feathers in their hair, which is a lot because he has a lot of wives. And I had a great time. But obviously that was back in 2000. So my point is this. They don't like. So the government, he's actually fled the country, and the government don't like that people are now standing up for themselves. So they switched the internet off. This is the level that we're at the minute, people, is that if governments don't, we don't even have to go as far as that. If people don't like what you're saying, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, they're starting to censor people, and they will remove your post, block your post, remove you, even if it's nothing offensive. Who are they reporting to? Because, for example, I know of, not that long ago, a policeman, UK policeman, Birmingham, went to the police station and made an official report, wanted to report the crime of malfeasance, misconduct, and something else beginning with M, of the government, of the UK government against the people. And he recorded it, and he was like, because he was a policeman, a retired policeman. So he was like, I am entitled to record this under this. And he showed it, the law that he was that enables him to record it. He was in an interview room. So he showed all these things. He had a wodge of documents like this. He's like, this is how that they are lying to us. This is the information that they are not showing on mainstream media. Right? So as soon as I saw it, and I saw it quite quick as it came online, because I'm always working, and I shared it instantly everywhere. And when I went to check it the next day, it had been removed. And it had been removed because apparently it was classified as against community standards. It's like, how can, if something is not against, so he's reporting a crime and recording it, which is legal, that he proved even on his video, being an ex-policeman, that he's entitled to record it and share it. How then can YouTube or any other platform say that it's against their rules? That means that they are putting themselves above the law. They are putting their rules above the law. And that is a very dangerous place to be. Because what he did was legal and complete within his rights, and is in no way dangerous. He's reporting a crime. But they decided that it was against their community rules. That's the fucking craziness of what we're living in. And not only that, is the fact that people have the power to switch off an entire country's internet just because they don't like people reporting what is going on within their country. They don't like, much like I'm exposing what my ex's crimes and his against me. They don't like being exposed. That's just on another level, isn't it? Same thing though. They do not like being exposed for what they have done. And they will go to great lengths to shut you up. Julian Assange, another one. Edward Snowden, another one. And it's dangerous. And I just did a post about the importance of the hashtag. And this really is important because a hashtag, let me read this post. A hashtag is an instant digital tag on the content that you share, right? And hashtags, whether you know it or not, I'll provide the link. Hashtags and words are searched hundreds of billions of times a day. That's how people search content. So if you have a message, so if you're in a country and there's a political message you want to share that is immediate and urgent, hashtag your content. Hashtag it to get it out there. Hashtag as many people as you can. And there's a place that you can go and search what the most hashtags are a day. And for example, hashtag love is 250 million times a day. That's just one word. And on any post, you can add up to at least 30 hashtags. So you will get your message out to the world instantly, and it cannot be taken back. So, and that's why, for example, with this Eswatini/Swaziland situation, is people in Swaziland, if you've got something to say it, record it, hashtag it, share it with the world, because he's fleeced. That king there has fleeced that country. And more importantly, and this is going to go on to every South America and Africa, is you have the power. No word of a lie. You need to appreciate that, how much power you actually have, because all of the resources, all of the elements, all of the minerals, all of the things that the rest of the developed world need and use in every single fucking thing that they make comes from you. And you have the power. And the only reason, and then this is going to be a bit of a pill to swallow, and the only reason that people in this dire straits right here is going to because there are people in those governments, in those countries, in those places that are corrupt, that are enabling the rest of the world to come into your countries and your continent and use you for some kind of backhander. Because people are getting rich. All of these Western countries that are using your minerals, abusing your people, committing human rights violations, all of these things, not having, essentially keeping you poor, is going to be as a direct relation to people that are in the governments there that are allowing those companies, allowing and giving them licenses to come in and abuse you for some kind of quid pro quo, unfortunately. Not much like, it's nowhere near as bad, but as is blatantly obvious around the world right now of how our governments are failing us on every single level and how corrupt they are on every single level. Because of the investments that they've got, the private business dealings that they do, the contracts that they award that are friends of friends that they've got shares in that they're benefiting from. And it's all this kind of power matrix at the top where it's all like mates rates and all of that jazz. Unfortunately, that goes the whole way around the world, and it extends to them using and abusing Africa and South America. And the reason that war carries on and these places don't have water and don't have sanitation and don't have all these things, and slave labor continues, is as a direct result of not only the rest of the developed world using and abusing, but they're using and abusing at the allowance and approval of the governments in those places, because they'll be benefiting in some way because they have to approve some kind of license for that company to even work there. So it takes people from all sides. It's going to take the businesses to change, to realize that they can't just get away with doing that shit no more. It's going to have to take people in government to go, the ones that aren't corrupt, to go, do you know what? We're going to weed out these corrupt motherfuckers, and we're going to do what's best for our country, because it shouldn't be a case of allowing any old Tom, Dick and Harry to come in and just use and abuse your country and your people and your resources. If somebody wants to come in and work there, then they're going to have to work with you to the benefit of your country, to the benefit of your people, to create jobs, to create wealth, to create all of these things for your people. It shouldn't be they're just going to come there, use, abuse, and leave. Everyone else benefits but you. It just doesn't make sense. Africa should be a United Nations with that goal. They should tell everyone else to fuck right off, stop abusing their country, and if they want to do business there, then they're going to have to pay A, proper wage, B, hold on, I did have an A, B, and C. They're going to have to pay proper wages. They're going to have to do things, actually put in proper, the regulations for working, having breaks, make it like everywhere else in the world. It's like, how could we live like this still? How can this be modern slavery? We are the ones that are creating it, because we're buying the shit from the people that are responsible. So either the companies that are responsible, not either, they have to change. And the countries where modern slavery is going on are also going to have to change as well. They're going to have to say, no, we're not going to accept this no more. Can't have it. We can't have it in this day and age. We can't. Otherwise, we're no better than people back in fucking 1400. Like, come on. We're not doing our ancestors proud right now. We're not. And it's shameful. Look how far we've come in technology and everything else. And what, we're still letting slavery go on. Like, please. That people don't have water to drink, clean water to drink. It's disgraceful that people don't have food to drink. We live in an abundant world. We do. And the only reason that everyone doesn't have anything is wholly and solely because certain sections don't want the other sections to have it, because that section means that then they can abuse that section. Fucking disgraceful. And if anyone has anything to say as well about climate change, and you ain't watching what's actually going on right now and these whole climate change deniers, like, seriously, over a billion sea mammals have been cooked to death because of the heat increase around Canada. That's in addition to the people that have died from heat. 1 billion sea creatures have been cooked to death in the sea near the shore because of the increase in temperature. Just let that sink in. If we do not do something, and it's not okay, everyone's like, oh yeah, climate change. No. It's not an if, but, when, no. This is we need to do something right now, because there are floods all over the place. There's floods in New York. There's heat. There's ridiculous heat in several places all over the world at the minute. There's floods in Hong Kong. Somewhere else is nearly, Miami, the sea's raising. Like, come on, wake the fuck up. Wake up. Please. This is an SOS time. There is no more excuses. Done. Yeah. Take responsibility. If you've got a business that is you pollute, fucking take responsibility for that. Take responsibility. Invest in your own business to make the changes to make sure you don't pollute the environment. And to any government anywhere, if you've got businesses that do it and you're too scared because they're too big, no, now is the time not for that. Now is the time to stand up on your own 2 feet and go, do you know what? They've been polluting the world for the last 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 years, and we're going to make them pay. Because it is ecocide. They are directly responsible. Those businesses, and we all know who they are, those businesses are directly responsible for what is happening now on the planet in regards to the climate and the weather and the changes, and killing billions of animals right there. Billions of animals in Australia last year through fires. If we do not do something now, and it's not about staying in, it's about being active. It's about every single person, primarily the ones that are responsible, the businesses that are doing the major polluting, the businesses that are cutting down the fucking lungs of the planet in the Amazon. Those ones need to be fined beyond an inch of their lives to make them pay for what they have done to now. And that money can go back in to reinvesting in beneficial projects, beneficial technology. And there's so many green technologies that are not damaging to the flora and fauna around the world that there is no excuse. There is no excuse. It already exists. It already exists. And the longer that this goes on, the more likely that the extinction, or and you're going to say, oh, this sounds like, it's not. It is not extreme when a billion animals, a billion sea creatures have just been cooked to death by the sea that they live in because of rise in temperature, to say that we will extinct ourselves if we do not immediately get a handle on this shit and make those businesses that are the major polluters of the planet pay. They've already benefited from decades and decades of ridiculous profits that they have also not paid fucking taxes on, whilst destroying the planet and people and animals and all living things. Now is the time to grab some balls and make those people pay. They ain't scary. They ain't scary no more. Why have we been scared of them? They ain't scary. They've nothing. Who are they? They're disgusting. They're literally disgusting. They're disgusting people with no morals. They don't care about anyone else but themselves. And we should not be afraid of people like that. There are more of us than them. And we should never be afraid. We should never be afraid anyway, but we should never be afraid of them. Because who are they? What do they stand for? What is their message? What is their purpose other than destruction for their own gain? We should not be afraid of them. Ever. So yeah, now I've had my rant. Told ya. I'm feeling emotion. I'm feeling full of love. And just to reiterate what I said at the start, England, you're warriors. You're winners. Thank God for you during this time. Yeah. You have brought people together, regardless of what anyone else says, regardless of whatever they do. It doesn't matter. You know. You've only have to look at what you have done during this time. You've got greater power than any MP, singly or collectively, because that is the power of you, and it's a beautiful thing. So thank you for brightening such a dark time. Love you.